report on Mark Meadows' actions before and during the insurrection, including an email Meadows sent to one individual saying the National Guard would be present to, and I quote, protect pro-Trump people on January 6th. I want to discuss this information now with Donnell Harbin, a former head of intelligence for the Washington, D.C. Homeland Security Department. Donnell Harbin, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me, Don.
So Mark Meadows sends an email saying that the National Guard would protect pro-Trump people. Does this imply the White House knew there could be violence?
Well, if this is accurate, and I really hope it's not, that it really speaks to something that we've never seen before in the history of our country, and that's the politicization of the military. Even more so, that the fact of the matter is that one side of the federal government was anticipating violence, whereas the other side of the federal government wasn't planning for it. And so that's particularly worrisome. And so there's a lot of things that we're seeing with the January 6th Commission. It seems, Don, that every stone they turn over, something crawls out from underneath it. And so we're learning more and more about it. It certainly wasn't coordinated with the District of Columbia, and we're just learning about this ourselves this week.
As head of intelligence at D.C.'s Homeland Security Office, you were seeing giant red flags ahead of the insurrection. What were you seeing, and who were you sounding the alarm to, sir?
Well, we were seeing really worrisome trends. We saw a spike in what the lay people would call chatter. That's from an intelligence standpoint, a lot of interest in attending a particular event, but not just interest in coming to participate in peaceful First Amendment activities. We were seeing far-right extremists talking about hiding weapons, bringing long guns, sharing plans to enter the Capitol, and things of that type of nature. We also saw groups that historically don't talk with each other online. Far right-wing, right nationalist type of groups, armed militia, white supremacists, even neo-Nazis. I think the untold story behind this, Don, is really the rise of the conspiracy theory movement. Because they've come and penetrated these groups in a way that we've never seen before, and they've gone mainstream. And we shared this information with all of our federal partners, as well as our local partners. And some people prepared with that information, and obviously, as the January 6th Commission is looking at, some people didn't.
What can you tell us, sir, about your conversations with the January 6th Committee?
Well, I'll tell you that I don't want to get ahead of them. They're clearly doing a great job. What I can tell you is that I've had two conversations with them. One conversation really focused on January 6th and really getting to the nuts and bolts of what we knew from an intelligence standpoint and what we shared who we shared that information with, much like you're asking here. And then another conversation which I thought was really eye-opening, and I think your viewers should appreciate, is the fact that they're also looking prospectively. And so not just what happened almost a year ago, but what we can do now to change a really concerning trend. Understand that January 6th is a point on a timeline, Don. It didn't begin a movement, and it didn't start or end with a movement. And so if you look at it holistically, there's a lot of concerning, as you mentioned earlier, signs that the ideology that existed on January 6th is still out there. The enablers of what occurred on that day is still out there, and we should be really concerned, particularly with the conspiracy theory and some of these armed militia that are still out there and potentially plotting.
Donnell Harbin, we're so happy that you can come on. We know you can't tell us everything, but we think that you've illuminated our viewers, and we've learned a lot. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.